You eat well, you work out, you've cut the sugar, you've tried intermittent fasting, you track your food, you get your steps in. And yet, you know how the scale won't move. Or worse, it's creeping up. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a voice keeps, "What is wrong with me?" I'm here to tell you why there is nothing wrong with you, but something is changing. And until you understand what that is, you will keep fighting your own body and losing. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your body is responding differently after 40 and what you can actually do about it. Not the generic advice you've heard 1,000 times, the real stuff. Stay with me, because this might be the most important 10 minutes you spend on your health all year. Here's what most health content gets wrong about women over 40. It treats you like a younger version of yourself who just needs to try harder. Eat less, move more, as if you haven't been doing that for years. But your body after 40 is not the same body you had at 28. It is literally operating under a different hormonal and metabolic framework. And the strategies that worked then, they're not just less effective now. Some of them are actually working against you. In this video, we're going to break down 5 key reasons why weight gain happens after 40, even when you're doing everything right. And at the end, I'll give you a completely different approach that actually works with your body instead of against it. Reason number 1, estrogen is doing something completely unexpected. Most women know estrogen drops during perimenopause and menopause. What most women don't know is what that actually means for fat storage. Here's the thing, estrogen actually helps regulate where your body stores fat. When estrogen levels are optimal, your body tends to store fat in the hips and thighs. When estrogen declines, your body shifts fat storage to the abdomen, the belly, the waist, the midsection. This isn't a failure of discipline, this is biology. But it gets more complicated. As estrogen fluctuates, and in perimenopause it doesn't just drop, it swings wildly, your body becomes more sensitive to insulin. Which brings us to reason number 2. Insulin is the hormone that shuttles glucose, sugar, from your bloodstream into your cells for energy. When it works well, your energy is stable, your hunger is manageable, and your body burns fat efficiently. But after 40, especially as estrogen declines, many women develop something called insulin resistance. This means your cells stop responding to insulin as effectively. Your pancreas compensates by pumping out more insulin. And high insulin levels tell your body, store fat, don't burn it. So, even if you're eating the same healthy diet you've always eaten, at the same amount of whole grains, fruit, even natural sugars, your body may now be storing more of it as fat than it ever did before. This is why some women find that a low-carb or lower glycemic approach works better after 40 than it did in their 30s. It's not a trendy diet, it's managing insulin. Reason 3 is the one most women don't see coming, and it might be the most impactful of all. Starting in your mid-30s and accelerating in your 40s and 50s, you naturally begin to lose muscle mass. The clinical term is sarcopenia. Without active intervention, women can lose up to 3 to 5% of their muscle mass per decade. Why does this matter for weight? Because muscle is metabolically active tissue. It burns calories even at rest. When you lose muscle, your resting metabolic rate drops, meaning your body burns fewer calories doing absolutely nothing than it used to. So here's what happens to so many women. They eat the same as they always have, they move the same as they always have, but they're burning 200, 300, sometimes 400 fewer calories a day than they were 10 years ago, and the scale creeps up seemingly out of nowhere. This is why strength training, not just cardio, strength training, is non-negotiable for women over 40. It is the single most powerful tool you have for protecting your metabolism. Reason 4, cortisol, your stress hormone. And I want to spend a moment on this one because it is so underestimated. Cortisol is not inherently bad, it's designed to help you survive. In a genuine emergency, it sharpens your focus, mobilizes energy, and keeps you alive. The problem is that modern life, the relentless mental load that so many women in their 40s carry, keeps cortisol chronically elevated. Chronically elevated cortisol does several things that make weight loss incredibly difficult. It raises blood sugar, which raises insulin. Remember reason 2, it breaks down muscle tissue. Remember reason 3, and it directly promotes fat storage in the abdominal area. There's also a cruel irony here. The more aggressively you diet, the more cortisol spikes. Extreme calorie restriction is perceived by your body as a threat. So, the very thing women are often told to do, eat less, cut calories drastically, can actually be making the problem worse. Sleep deprivation, which is incredibly common in perimenopause due to night sweats and disrupted sleep, also elevates cortisol. It's a vicious cycle. And this brings me to reason 5, which is really the one that ties all the others together. The strategy you're using is built for a body you no longer have. The eat less, move more model assumes a simple calories in, calories out equation. And while calories do matter, they are not the whole story, especially in a hormonally complex environment like the one we've just described. Chronic low-calorie dieting, excessive cardio, skipping meals. These strategies can chronically elevate cortisol, accelerate muscle loss, worsen insulin sensitivity, and leave your hormonal system in a state of ongoing stress. You are not failing the diet is failing you. So what does actually work? Here's the framework I want you to take away from this video. Number 1, prioritize protein and strength training over restriction and cardio. Protein preserves muscle. Strength training rebuilds it. These two things together are your most powerful metabolic tools. Number 2, manage your blood sugar, not just your calories. Focus on whole foods, reduce refined carbs and sugars, eat protein with every meal. This supports insulin sensitivity, which supports fat burning. Number 3, treat sleep and stress as non-negotiables, not luxuries. A consistently well-rested woman with managed cortisol will outperform the chronically stressed, underslept woman doing everything else perfectly every single time. Number 4, have an honest conversation with your doctor about hormones. HRT is no longer the villain it was once portrayed to be. The research has evolved significantly. It may or may not be right for you, but you deserve to have that conversation with current information, not 20-year-old fear. And number 5, stop measuring success only by the scale. Muscle weighs more than fat. Two women who weigh the same can have completely different body compositions, energy levels, and health outcomes. Track how you feel, how you're sleeping, how strong you're becoming. So let's bring it all together. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not lacking willpower. You are a woman in her 40s whose body is operating under a completely different set of biological rules than it did a decade ago, and nobody gave you the manual. Estrogen shifting your fat storage, insulin resistance slowing your burn, muscle loss dropping your metabolism, cortisol storing fat and sabotaging your efforts, and a strategy that was never built for the body you have now. Once you understand these 5 things, you stop fighting your body and start working with it. And that changes everything. If this video helped you, please share it with a woman in her 40s who needs to hear this, because I promise you, she's blaming herself for something that isn't her fault. Subscribe to Prime and Power, because this is what we do here. Real information, real conversations for women in the prime of their lives. I'll see you in the next one.